If you're deciding to book a trip, maybe a deciding factor for yourself is how friendly the local people are. Especially if you're into full-on travelling, you really want to meet a few people, try the local food and experience the local culture. It really is a make or break situation for any traveller. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The top 5 most friendly countries that I've been to. We're also going to throw in a few extras that I've met people from those countries, but I haven't physically been there as well. So stay to the end for that. 5 might surprise you. We're actually going to go with Romania. I had such a good time when I went there last year. It was absolutely a beautiful country. Now, with the people, as soon as you learn a little bit of Romanian, they change completely from your classic, you know, Eastern European sort of personality, and they turn into your classic Southern European personality, right? And they open up so much if you're interested in learning about their culture, their food. I remember being in a in a restaurant in a little village in the mountains called Sinea, and up there I met a lovely lady who was the waitress slash owner of the building. I don't actually think she was the waitress, I think she was just the owner. And I just said I wanted to try some ale, I wanted to try mici, I wanted to try some traditional Romanian food, right? And she sat down with the table with me and my mate and watched me eat all this food and literally picked everything off the menu. It was a very weird experience. I don't know if this is common in Romania, but I'm all here for it. What a lovely lady. And there's a few other people we've met in Brasov, in the mall, for example, in Bucharest, even in the big city. And I just found people were just so absolutely friendly there. Okay, next on the list, number 4. We're gonna go for Thailand. Now, a lot of people would actually rank this country as the most friendly in the world. The only reason I say it is because I did have one bad experience. I was a novice traveller, it was my first time in Asia, and one of the big scams in Thailand is there'll be a tuk-tuk driver. You'll say, I want to go to the Grand Palace, for example, which is an absolutely beautiful palace here in Bangkok. Not here in Bangkok or in England, but you get my point. And they'll basically say something along the lines, this is a common scam all around the world, you'll quickly realise, that the Grand Palace is now closed, apparently. And me and my friends, obviously being surrounded by the amazing Thai people, so friendly, so nice, and incredible food, easily in my top 5 favourite countries of all time. So you trust them, right? You lower your guard because the people are just so bloody nice. And he took me to this tailor and they were trying to rope me into buying a suit. They actually shouted at me when I didn't want to buy, so I never forget that experience. It's always put Thailand a lot lower down than it would have been. It would be like number 1 basically, if that experience didn't happen. So yeah, incredible people, really interested about showing their country and their culture, and it's a very unique place to travel to as well. So yeah, Thailand, number 4. Number 3 and number 2 are basically tied, so consider them both 2.5 if you will. We're going to go for Greece for number 3. Probably my favourite country, maybe drew with somewhere else in Asia, which I'm not going to mention. Greece, I mean, what a place. What an amazing people there. It's the first place I've ever been where women have brought me drinks at a bar and I've still got my kidneys intact. What a place. I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it? I just remember being at a bar and then bumping into random people. Every single person I've met, whether that's in Crete, Argostoli, some random islands in Greece, I've just met the most amazing people. They've always been so keen to show off their country, despite their mass tourism, which is definitely watered down some parts. But it's true to say there is so much more of Greece that I want to explore, especially inland as well, and some of the more hidden islands, if you will. I remember in Greece just being some random restaurant really, and I was just walking past and I was just curious, you know, and how you pronounce gyros. And the lady just was smiling, she was so nice, and she sat me down and we got like a jug of red wine and a massive platter of gyros. So I might actually have the photo of it. And yeah, it cost like €5 or something in Crete and Hania. So yeah, they said we're going to give you the local price. Whether that's just them being nice or it actually was the local price, I have no idea. But yeah, Greece number 3, easily. Next up on the list is going to be the mighty Albania. Probably my favourite country, joint with Greece, in all of Europe. Albania was a weird one. I really didn't know what to expect coming to Albania. Obviously, the only thing you really hear about, to be honest, is criminals, right? That's all you hear about in the UK of Albania. But there's so much more to it of that. Yes, there is a little bit of a sort of organised crime problem, but as you as a normal tourist, as long as you don't bother them, they're not going to bother you. They don't care about me. So incredibly friendly people. I remember our host of our apartment cancelled on us on the day we got there, and we did a bit of a hotel hunt. The very first hotel, it was this 1-star, it was just some guy's apartment basically, and it was only their daughter, who was maybe 10 years old, who spoke 3 words of English, and with sign language and no 4G, so we couldn't use Google Translate or something like that, we managed to get a room, and it was an incredible price. It was 15 quid, 20 quid a night, something like that. It wasn't the most comfortable bed, but they gave us breakfast for free, which definitely wasn't included in the rate, with some other Albanian guy. And he just sat down with me every single breakfast. I'd wake up on my own, go and get a breakfast, and he'd know exactly what I wanted. He'd memorise it from the day before, and he'd just get me his Turkish coffee, some lovely eggs, and just the platter. But I'm not talking about 1 plate of food, I'm talking about like 5, and they won't stop coming. Yeah, there's so many different experiences in Albania. I don't want to bore you and just talk about it. I don't know how interesting this is for you guys, but yeah, Albania easily too. I've got tons more stories from Albania. Number 1 by a country mile is Vietnam. What a place! What an absolutely incredible place. It's very touristy now. It was pretty touristy when I went, but it's very touristy now. Incredible people. Long story short, stranded in a random village. We're trying to get to My Son ruins, which you can Google. It's like halfway to Laos basically, across the sort of width of Vietnam, and a bike broke down obviously around a petrol station. So there's me walking around this random village making motorbike noises saying broken. Everyone's like smiling, but we get an army of locals, like 50 people are following me. They build the bike, don't charge us by the way, this is all free, and some random lady offers to give us a lift. She refuses to take payment. We managed to give her 200k in dong, which is not very much money at all, because we were so grateful, but it took a lot of persuading to make her actually take the money. But you just think, crazy, after everything the West, I know the UK wasn't in the Vietnam War, but we're heavily associated with the USA and Australia, right? So the fact that they would do that when I look Western obviously is absolutely incredible, and it just goes to show what amazing people they are. So yeah, number 1, Vietnam. Okay, now time for honourable mentions. We're gonna go, this would be somewhere around the 4th place. We're gonna go for India. Say what you want about India, the country has some issues, let's be honest. However, Indian people are so bloody friendly. They're so curious about you. I've never been to India, but it's definitely a country that I want to visit, just to experience it. And I in particular want to go to Punjab state, and I know quite a lot of subscribers from my channel are from Amritsar. So shout out to you guys. But yeah, India, what an incredible place. I mean, everyone says, I say, so curious, super friendly, over the top, funny people. Definitely a place I want to go purely because of the people, to be honest. There isn't really any other reason I want to visit India other than the people just seem genuinely really cool, really nice people. And this one would potentially be number 1 if I've been there, and I do plan to go there ideally in spring or winter of next year, and that would be of course the Philippines. I've met so many people from the Philippines, so curious about showing me their country. Absolutely amazing people, always smiling. You can never end a conversation with someone from the Philippines. It just keeps going. You can't stop it. It just keeps going in a good way. There's absolutely amazing people, the friendliest people I've ever met, and it just makes me want to visit the Philippines even more than I already wanted to in the first place. So honourable mention to the Philippines, of course. What an amazing country, and I can't wait to go there, genuinely.